I'm Chris Maru, bringing you the Texas Monitor Week in Review. Houston is still recovering from Hurricane Harvey, and a group of special interest is warning homeowners that legislation passed this year restricts the ability of property insurance customers to pursue disputed claims. That is simply not true, according to Mark Hanna, a spokesman for the Insurance Council of Texas. The new legislation addresses more of the basic elements that troubled tort reformers post-Hurricane Ike back in 2008. It limits the amount of attorney fees that can be awarded in certain cases and requires notice before a suit can be filed against an insurer. It's actually a practical measure, Hanna said, adding that the flurry of warnings from groups like Texas Watch is hogwash. This little burst of social media activity from trial lawyers and their representatives right before the legislation takes effect is unfortunate, Hanna told us. This legislation has little to no effect on consumers, but it does have an effect on trial lawyers. And for them to say you have to file flood and wind claims now before Friday is just so unfortunate. They're trying to scare people when they are most vulnerable. State auditors recently found that the Texas Education Agency failed in ensuring school districts met agency requirements and eligibility to receive money for school facility improvements. However, after examining 20 applications, auditors found some school districts received grants whose bonds didn't meet the statutory requirements, the requirements of the law. The TEA also did not have a sufficient process for tracking and processing amendments in a timely fashion, the auditors found. This is important because TEA's own rules require it to suspend state assistance for bonds that have undergone changes until the agency has received and processed an amendment application. A former principal who worked at numerous school districts in Central Texas, including Austin, Round Rock, and Eanes ISD, was arrested in Arizona for allegedly trying to lure teenage girls online. Carl Wagoner, age 59, was taken into custody Tuesday in Phoenix, where he is currently an elementary school principal. Authorities in Phoenix say Wagoner posted an online ad for teenage girls to come out for a skinny dipping party at a pool in Scottsdale, Arizona. However, an undercover sheriff's deputy responded to the ad instead of the 14-year-old girl the deputy said he was. The Collin County Commissioner's Court is asking for repayment of more than $370,000 it has spent on the prosecution of Attorney General Ken Paxton, now that an appeals court has ruled that visiting District Judge George Gallagher exceeded his authority in ordering the commissioners to pay a $205,000 bill. The commissioners are asking the court to invalidate two prior payments to the special prosecutors and their counsel, totaling about $370,000. Since state law requires compensation to fit a preset schedule, the Fifth Court of Appeals in Dallas ruled that Gallagher had no authority to invoke unspecified special circumstances in order to exceed the $3,000 permitted for cases like Paxton's. The law should apply equally to everyone, no matter who is being prosecuted or defended, Commissioner Susan Fletcher said. A Hollywood movie director will aim his Klieg lights on the Texas panhandle town of Tulia, and the local police may not be lining up to see him at the box office. The movie is based on a true story, as well as the 2005 book Tulia, Race, Cocaine, and Corruption in a Small Texas Town, according to The Hollywood Reporter, a movie industry trade publication. It will be directed by Seth Gordon, who has ranged from the documentary King of Kong, a fistful of quarters about the Donkey Kong arcade game, to this year's reboot of Baywatch, which didn't do that well. For more government accountability news around the state, go to texasmonitor.org. I'm Chris Maru.